of his eye. Sit right down, we're gonna give you the scoop with Ryan Pfeiffer and Lisa Doop. Shamma-lamma ding-dong loop-de-loop. This is the story of a guy named Mr. Boop.
You're listening to Being Mr. Confession. What a bonus episode for a big story element. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what are we gonna do? The video and if this was episode 167, then the strips would be off. So this has to be a bonus episode. We could have done it in 166, but then it would have been super long. And there's another video, so no. So this is a bonus episode. Whatever. Which one is this? What was the last Patreon one?
Is this a Patreon bonus episode?
No, this was not a Patreon bonus episode. But the last Patreon one was number.
The swine in the free feed are hearing this. Great.
Yeah, the bourgeoisie of our podcast listeners.
Yeah.
Hang on. Number. This is bonus episode. We don't need to say the number, but this is bonus episode number 23. If assuming #fun is out, go listen to that on the Patreon. We've got a video here, which is queued up at the end of the last strip, which is weird. So we'll just the title of the video is "The Strip Club, Mr. Boop Comes Clean." This is another interview Alec did with the strip club.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, this is very confusing because the other strip club interview was like found footage, like uncovered archive footage.
Yeah. Like I said, it's prescient so that you think about the meaning more than the context.
And then this is like a new announcement he's made on the same show, and it looks even older. Yeah, it actually looks older than the other. Like it's more, the footage is like more aged. Their cameras, however many years have passed, their cameras have gotten worse.
Sometimes that happens.
Their lighting is brighter. It might be the same camera. It might just be the lighting. Alec couldn't have just brought in his own tutorial camera for this.
Maybe the strip club just has this 80s aesthetic.
Interesting
90s aesthetic.
Detail here, I guess, is the discrepancy in views between this and the other strip club video. I guess, okay, so this one was uploaded straight to YouTube, and it's linked on his Twitter. It says, "Exclusive breaking news," all caps. Guest Alec Robbins, creator of Mr. Boop, breaks his silence on a very special new episode of The Strip Club. Please watch all the way through if possible. Does he say anything about that on the secondary shout-out synopsis?
Oh no, he doesn't. This wasn't posted to the Patreon.
The video wasn't posted to the Patreon at all?
It was in the description of 166.
Right. Is there anything extra about the video in that?
No.
Okay.
Nothing that I've already said.
In the last episode. The last episode 166. Go listen to that if you haven't. You'll be totally lost. Probably.
Go listen to the episode before this.
And the episode before that. 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 And the episode before that.
And then stop.
Yeah, and then stop. Don't listen to anything before that.
You've heard the best.
Or you'll just be confused. And the worst ones. So you're totally covered. Oh yeah, the description of this video. It says, in a clip from this groundbreaking episode of The Strip Club, guest cartoonist. I think that's supposed to mean like guest cartoonist Alec Robbins, but it says guest cartoonist Alec Robbins, which makes me think like he's doing a guest strip, whatever. Creator of popular comic strip Mr. Boop finally comes clean and confesses to something unbelievable.
No, because he's a guest on the strip club and he's a cartoonist.
Yes, but so it should be like guest
But the
cartoonist
is...
Alec Robbins, as opposed to like guest cartoonist Alec Robbins, where he's like.
No, a guest cartoonist is a guest who's a cartoonist. So you don't need the comic there. And I guess because it's about comics, then it's just that's what they call their guests. It's like, oh, guest cartoonist.
I guessed.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Had I guessed. But the discrepancy in views between the two videos, I don't know about discrepancy.
I guess it's because this is part of the plot line, and the other one isn't.
Yes.
Like
so
if you're
that
reading
was my first thought, but then also this one was uploaded straight to YouTube. It was never on Twitter, and the other one.
If you're reading on
the other one was uploaded to Twitter originally. So if you're looking through the Twitter thread, you'll see those videos like in the Twitter thread, and you'll see. But you only see the video if you look at Alec Robbins' channel or search Mr. Boob on YouTube or look at the Mr. Boob website. So
and that's the thing I was gonna say. If you're reading the comic on MrBoob.net, which is how a lot of people read it, this is the only one that appears within the pages.
The other one's on the main
other stuff
page.
The other one's part of extra stuff. This is the only one that's within because it's the only one that's, I guess, part of the plot line.
It's funny because the other one is like retroactively part of the plot line now. Because it cues up this video, like it's prequel to this video. It was bonus material, but now it's like required viewing. It's like how
you can infer whatever.
It's like how you have to
has,
like the Clone Wars was like an extra Star Wars show you didn't really have to watch for, and now it's like required viewing to understand any of the fucking Star Wars shows now.
I mean, you can infer a lot from it. From a lot of it.
Are you talking about? You're talking about Star Wars?
Yeah, you can.
No.
You can be like, oh, I figured.
I don't know who I don't know who the fuck Ahsoka is, or Bo-Katan,
you can figure it out.
Or
you can be like, judging by what they tell you in the episode, you can figure out what a general deal is.
You can go along with it, but you won't understand what's going on.
You won't get that extra bonus of knowing what that is.
You won't get the bonus of understanding the story.
Well, no, it's not. It's not even understanding. It's just more to know about the character. But what you need to know is in the episode.
Agree to disagree. I mean, I assume you're talking about just the Mandalorian, probably.
I've not seen The Mandalorian.
What have you seen?
I haven't seen any Star Wars shows.
Well, how do you know that?
I want to piss you off.
God, I definitely don't want to argue about Star Wars. I don't even like Star Wars. We didn't say the views. So the first interview has 5.3 thousand views, and the Mr. Boob Comes Clean interview has 23,000 views. It's also like half the length, roughly.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Let's watch Mr. Boob Come Clean.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do my reaction video impression.
So frame one.
Frame one.
we see. Fuck. What is the host's name?
I just have in my notes the host of the strip club.
He had a name though, didn't he? He definitely had a name.
His name is...
Let me look at the other video for reference.
His name is written upside down.
Julian Shine.
Yes.
I assume this is the same man. Oh yes, it does say his name.
Yeah.
Because so frame one, we see Julian Shine sitting in his interview chair.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a rocking chair? No, it's not a rocking chair. I don't think so.
Could be. Who knows? Not important. I guess it just exists. I guess the type of chair though is there to showcase that this is like sort of a rustic, broken down, like low budget type thing, right? He's not got a nice chair, right? He doesn't have the type of chair you'd think that a regular...
I'm not sure if that's intentional. I think that's just a chair they had around.
Yeah, but the fact that they chose to use that chair would be like, oh, it'll look all fucked and weird, won't it?
I figured... a mix of both, not really thinking hard about either element of that.
Well, how can it be a mix of both? Either they thought about it or they didn't.
I think it was maybe in the back of their mind.
Yeah, like most decisions.
No? Whatever.
Every decision. What are you talking about, Ryan?
Yeah, when I agreed to marry this person, it was like sort of in the back of my mind that I agreed with it.
Marriage would be fun. I got no intentions behind this.
He's sitting in the upside down. He's upside down. And it says
It's also flipped around.
I was gonna read this backwards, but it's actually written forwards still because it is flipped around also. Like if this was flipped upside down, it would still be. It still says Julian Shine, host of the strip club, but it's like just upside down. But it's the right way across the screen. In the corner, there's the little strip club speech bubble logo. Right now, it's in the bottom right, but I think usually it would be in the top right. Is it?
Yes.
Is that correct?
True.
He's holding a wired microphone also.
Mm-hmm.
And he has more facial. He's less shaven than he was last time.
Once again, highlighting the crumminess of the situation, because like a normal host would have like a microphone attached to his lapel or something. You know what I mean?
No, I don't agree with that either.
Okay.
I don't know if I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that was supposed to be like a lower quality thing that he has a wired microphone. Again, I think they just had that around.
Yeah, but I think I agree that they just had it all around, but I think that it was that they thought, oh, this will make it look crummy. You know what I mean? We have this around it will make it look crummy.
Same thing as the chair, I guess.
Yeah.
And so he's less shaven. He's got his hair is a little his hair, quote unquote, is a little bit longer. He's bald, but you know,
shaven head.
And I think he's bald too. And he's got like a thick stubble. Okay, frame 2.
Time has passed.
Frame 2. No, we're not gonna go frame by frame.
And I believe his lip is making a A shape. Let's see what he says. So, our host, Julian, it's flipped back to the regular way, and he introduces us to the show.
That was only the first frame. That was like that. He introduces
I
the
guess
show.
to give the bad VHS effect.
Yeah, well, as if this is an uncovered interview, even though this is breaking news.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
Maybe this is all vintage. Maybe the whole strip has been reruns this whole time.
Mm-hmm. I think, I guess. I suppose so.
It's one way of reading it. He introduces Alec as the guest. Alec is dressed exactly the same as the last interview, I'm pretty sure. This is how he was in
look. How he was in How to Draw My Wife.
Yeah, this is his Mr. Boop look. Leather jacket, black turtleneck.
How well respected.
There's a turtleneck, right?
Dressed. Yeah.
You got the Lisa Doop turtleneck going on. Black, all black shoes, black slacks. And
the outfit gives the impression that he's a somebody or whatever. He's very successful, right?
Sure.
He's like, ooh, I can afford these fancy jackets. And
because my wife pays for them.
Yeah, my wife pays. And I'm a very well-respected comic strip artist.
I don't know. I think remember, Betty is the breadwinner. So I don't think his comic strip is raking in the dough or anything.
But I think within the context of the strip club, that's how you're meant to read it, right? That he's like a very successful
maybe.
artist.
Julian introduces Alec and says he's got a confession to make. Alec looks... How would you describe this?
Looks distraught.
He looks He looks like he's carrying a burden. He looks like he's.
No, we don't know
he's
what
got,
he's about to say.
Well, but he's very much got the confession look, like he's about to take confession. You know. Julian introduces Alec and says he's got a confession to make.
Mm-hmm.
Alec looks. How would you describe
looks
this?
Distraught.
He looks. He looks like he's carrying a burden. He looks like he's.
No, we don't know what
he's
about to say.
Well, but he's very much got the confession look, like he's about to take confession. You know.
He's about to deeply breathe in. And go.
Not take confession, give confession, whatever. You know, church. Yeah, and we're not going to describe the strip club set because we have before in the other video. Like. But this is it's worth noting this is the same Mr. Boop strip that's on the table between them.
It's the most iconic one.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Where we're in the panel one, he's like got his elbows out of the panel. Did we ever say that when we described the strip? Who can remember? It was so long ago. It was like a year ago. Alec is also holding a wide microphone as he sits in his drawn chair.
You think this is a dynamic microphone?
I can't remember which one is which. How do you know the difference? I didn't know the difference.
I study music at.
Oh yeah.
Music production at university.
Right. So which is which? So it's dynamic
and. It's a
and.
Dynamic microphone. Yeah, the dynamic is the one he's holding.
Dynamic.
And the other one's a condenser. I think.
Dynamic
right?
and condenser. So condenser records like the room, and dynamic records right in front of it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I have right now. My old microphone, which was a Blue Snowball, that was a condenser. And then this one, which is like a Samson something, it's a dynamic, and it keeps fucking humming. I don't know why. I always edit it out, but if you can never hear when I'm talking, if you can hear like a little in the background, that's because I don't know how to make it stop.
It won't stop.
It won't stop. I don't know what the fuck. It's so annoying. Sometimes I can't edit it out, but if I don't edit it, then it's still there. Whatever. He's shiny too. I think we noted this already, but the camera quality or the lighting is different than the last strip. It's the coloring is different. It's like yellow.
Yeah,
there's like a yellow color palette to the video or whatever. Or I don't know. It's like it looks more aged, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or like it was held in less good conditions. You know?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it got sun damage.
Mm-hmm.
So Alec, instead of talking to Julian Shiny, faces directly at the audience and introduces himself. Did he say he was the creator of Mr. Boop?
Yeah, he said he was creator, but the text said inventor.
Inventor of Mr. Boop.
Which is, I think, which is funny. A little, a
it.
weird way to say it. Yeah.
He
not
interesting. He invented it. It was almost as if it was all his
a
own
fantasy.
Creation. Couldn't be.
Fantasy.
What? What is that?
That was a Ween song.
Oh, is that "Don't Get Too Close to My Fantasy"? Is that one?
No.
Oh, you
I
don't
think so.
You don't? Do you know that song?
I've only heard up to the pod. I've only heard. So I don't know, but anyway.
That one is.
Let's not.
That's on Pure Guava.
Oh, that's the next one.
I like that song a lot. I don't like a lot of Ween songs. That one's pretty good.
Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about.
Well, I feel like the song. How did it come up just now?
You were saying that it's like he invented it. I said it was like a fantasy, and then I said Captain.
Oh yeah.
You know,
It kind of fits because then the next line of the song is. Let me look up exactly what it is so I don't butcher it. But it's like it's relevant. So it's.
Sure it is, Ryan.
It is. Don't be afraid to clutch the hand of your creator.
Oh.
Right? Getty.
This could be the great credits music for Mr. Boop.
And then it could
Considering everything.
My username on a lot of things is whatever.
Oh. And your IP address
it says candy. And then it's my username.
Yeah.
And then lion rhymes with Ryan. I don't know.
Sure. We could. Yeah.
And then let's see if I can relate it to Lisa Dupe. No.
Dupe Ween. Written by Dupe Ween.
Dupe Ween Satan.
Yeah, Dupe Ween Satan.
Getty Ween.
Dupe Boop Pfeiffer. There. That's a fun. That's fun.
I don't like my name. Every time someone's like, "Hey,
Dupe Boop Candy." One of the early episode descriptions was God Boop Satan.
Really?
One of the early ones that I edited it. Yeah. I don't remember why I put it. I was just like, yeah, whatever. I couldn't think of one, so I was just. Anyway.
I guess that was season 2 with Getty and stuff. Well, there's not a Satan in Mr. Boop, I guess, right?
I guess Max Fleischer.
No, he's not
copyright
Satan.
system.
He's not Satan.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
Alec said he was threatened by lawsuit from something. It was censored out, so we don't know.
Yeah, impossible to know.
You know.
We don't know which company owns. What the fuck?
What?
What the fuck?
The fuck? Okay, so... Alec Robbins has just confessed that he was never married to Betty Boop.
And he never had permission to use her likeness.
I don't know what that could possibly mean. So were they just faking it the whole time? Like, were they...
Is he like a beard? Right?
Is he a beard? Well, wouldn't a beard would still be a real marriage?
That's true.
He was choking up as he said it. And he said the marriage was all a big goof. Is this a joke to you, Alec?
Alec, are you?
Has this all been a fucking joke to you? Has this all been just a bit of hashtag fun for you?
We believe that Alec Robbins was married to Betty Boop, right? It's true, right?
I believe that. I take it at face value.
And we also believe that he had a threesome with Bugs Bunny.
Well, he must.
What's the threesome real?
Surely that was real.
Yeah.
He has to remember the orgy.
I made him come like 3 times or whatever it was.
God,
that was
I think it was 8.
A funny story.
Whatever. Whatever.
I have some. Oh no, I mean, do you think that this is like a thing of this whole? Oh, he's got to confess. It's like a whole thing of like, people doing this won't actually affect the way people see your brand, right? Like no one is actually believing that this is officially licensed fanfic. Breaking a little bit here. You think that's what he's getting at?
What?
That he's like, the fact that he's like, has to confess is like something that in a real life example of a lawsuit you'd never have to do, because like no one actually would believe that this was authentic. Like authentically, this isn't an official Betty Boop story.
Well, okay, first of all,
I didn't give you permission to break character. Second of all,
yeah. First of all, we don't know that the events weren't true. We just know that they weren't officially married.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm still not exactly sure what you're getting at, I guess.
Like, as in, let's say when someone publishes fanfic or something, or a fan work, no one believes.
I know what you're
that
saying.
it's
I guess
real,
I'm not sure what your
right?
point is.
I'm saying, do you think that that's what this bit is like a play on? Him having to be like, oh, it wasn't real, you know? Is like the guy who made the Star Wars fan film having to be like,
but it was real.
Sorry, it wasn't a real Disney George Lucas product.
But the whole premise of Mr. Boop is that it's real. That's the premise of Mr. Boop is that, I mean, okay, it's not, the premise is that he married Betty Boop, but like behind that, the premise is that it's all real. And I'm not sure what the first example of this was. What did he say in the first ever Mr. Boop tweet?
New comic in which I'm married to Betty Boop.
So he didn't specify that it was real. Well, he did say about what it's like being married to Betty Boop, but he still doesn't really specify when it's real. I'm not sure when the first time. I guess it kind of subtly.
Yeah, it's just the fan when people respond to it.
No, I don't think it was because of a fan
from...
reaction. I think the comic just kind of evolved that way because he wrote all of them. He wrote a bunch of them in a row. Although I guess I guess none of the early ones specified like yes, this is a real thing.
Like.
I feel like it was the interview. I feel like the first interview was the first time it was like, yes, this is a real thing.
But the thing is, like,
which is another way that's kind of become part of the canon.
The whole idea of it being real just came from how he responded to people commenting on it. Like him like, oh my god, you're married to Betty Boop, and you'd be like, yes. You know?
No, I think it came from the interview.
But before that, people were doing that, right?
When do you...
Like, in the comments of the first post, people are being like, oh, you're married to Betty Boop.
I guess it depends on the timeline of, like, production here, I guess. I mean...
Well, we know the first 40... Well, if you look at the dates they were posted...
But the
like
strip... The first 40 strips don't get into any of that. But
it's interesting.
The first... The video was posted, like... within the first
1 week.
Yeah, 1 week.
After the first one came out.
So,
yeah.
Depending on the production of that, I don't know. I don't feel like this was because of a fan reaction or anything. I don't think it evolved from that. I think it just evolved from the creation process.
Premise. He was just like, yeah, I am married to Betty Boop.
I think I think what happened probably was they had the idea for the video, and then they were and. That, I mean, that's kind of how the video has to work, and that's like the premise of that video is that it's talking about the real life, and then, but it ends up that's kind of how that video is retroactively canon because as opposed to just like a bonus thing because it does affect the strip. The fact that it's like, oh yes, this is real, especially like. Really now because it's like zooming out like the actual comic itself is like
it's about
cutting back and is now about him being the creator of Mr. Boop, whereas the first time that was mentioned was the first interview. So it's especially retroactively canon now. Yeah.
Did we say what he said here?
I think so.
Yeah.
So, we're realizing we actually can hear when it's censored out that he says we can hear what he's saying when it's censored out. He's saying Max Fleischer in King Feature Syndicate when he's saying his threat of lawsuit by Max Fleischer in King Feature Syndicate. Lisa, you said they're defunct. King Feature Syndicate. Sure. I don't know why you think that. We literally. We're looking at the King website last week, and for some reason you didn't tag it, even though that was mostly what we talked about in that episode. You didn't tag it King Feature Syndicate. You tagged it The Phantom even though we were mostly talking about King specifically, not just the Phantom. King Comics.
Oh, sorry, I got mixed up. Famous Studios.
Comics Kingdom.
Famous Studios owned them from 1942 until the late 60s, but then I think that's when Paramount bought them. Or got them or something.
Got them. Comics Kingdom is...
But, like, is Comics Kingdom owned by Paramount? Or whatever it is?
Do they own Betty Boop?
Yeah, they own Betty Boop.
Rights are weird.
Hey, isn't that true?
Because, I mean... I'm not sure if this is... So who he's saying is suing him, I'm not sure if this would specifically be who... If he was being sued for this sort of thing, if this is who would be suing him.
Do you think...
Obviously it would be Max Fleischer, but... I think Fleischer Studios probably still exists in some regard, whether it's just like maybe not an actual company, but it's like a copyright holder.
Do you think they own the comic strip rights to Betty Boop?
There is no Betty Boop comic strip.
What?
There's comic books. Popeye has a comic strip because it was originally a comic strip, and then it was cartoons by Fleischer Studios.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of, I don't know, it's weirdly like circular, I guess, because Popeye was originally a comic strip from King Feature Syndicate, and then it was cartoons by Fleischer Studios. Also, Betty Boop was a cartoon by Fleischer Studios, but then I guess King Features has some rights to Betty Boop somehow.
Yeah,
maybe the companies are attached.
They published the Betty Boop comic from 1984 to 1988.
Oh, okay. Maybe he's just referencing that.
Yeah, and maybe they still own the rights to the comic, to do comic strips, but they haven't used it or utilized it. Even more ironic because they're not utilizing.
I want to look up the relationship between King Comics and Fleischer Studios because I mean. King Comics, Fleischer Studios. Nothing really comes up. It says Comic King. But I feel like that's not related. They clearly have a working relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's not anything clear about it. Someone should do a podcast about this, about the history of.
The Wikipedia article.
I would watch videos about King Features Syndicate.
Apparently,
history.
The Betty Boop comic strip that King published, according to Wikipedia article, was meant to capitalize with Garfield, like to be a competitor.
That's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's a Fleischer Studios page on the Harvey Comics wiki.
Oh.
Harvey Comics, I think we mentioned before.
Harvey Street Kid, yeah.
Right, Harvey Street Kids, Casper, of course, Richie Rich. Maybe they.
That's the
maybe they did some. Did they do like the Casper cartoon or something?
Mm-hmm.
Fleischer.
No, surely not. They were long before the Casper cartoons were being made, right? They were.
Well, but they would. I mean, when were they defunct?
60 something. No, 1942.
Oh shit! We're learning about this on the Harvey Comics database wiki, but there actually is something about Fleischer Studios today. It says Fleischer Studios today operates as a company which continues to hold the rights to Betty Boop and associated characters such as Coco the Clown, Bimbo, and Grampy. It is headed by Max's grandson Mark Fleischer, who oversees It says merchanding activities. This is a fan wiki, but unfortunately don't holds any rights to the cartoons. Don't holds any rights to the cartoons.
They got no rights.
Fleischer Studios utilizes King Features Syndicate to license Fleischer characters for various merchandise. Okay. There you go. I love how the answer for this was in the Harvey Comics database wiki.
It's true.
Out of anything, just clicked on that. There you go. There's the answer. Thank you for the information, Harvey Comics
citation?
wiki. I don't know if it's true, but
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, let's look at the citation. This is what is this self-citing?
No, it's number 6. It's hidden by
This?
the bar. No. It's at the top.
Oh.
It's hidden by the purple.
Oh,
bar.
this Fleischer Studios contact. Oh, this page is defunct.
Ooh, we've got to go to
FleischerStudios.com.
now we've got to go to archive.org.
There still is a FleischerStudios.com, but the contact page is defunct. Maybe they're not in partnership with King Features anymore.
Maybe they don't want
maybe
to
they
contact.
are. I don't know.
Is there a contact page on the?
There's not a contact page anymore. There's a GIFs page.
Ooh, I want to see those.
Fleischer Studios on Jiffy.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, they got the Superman ones too.
Ooh.
These are all official. These do not seem official. Oh, there's a lot of Pride ones. That's cool.
No, I think it's just the Fleischer Studios tag on.
You think
on
so?
Jiffy.
No, it's their count.
Oh.
2.7 billion GIF views. How do you calculate that?
Good question.
I love this GIF of Bimbo juggling, and it says multitasking. He's not multitasking. He's just He's just
So
juggling.
now So keep going. We haven't described what he actually said this time.
These are cool characters, also. Yeah, what was he saying? He was saying. Oh, right. So fucking.
Yes.
He said none of the events in the strip actually happened.
He doesn't know Bugs Bunny. He
What
wasn't
the
shot by Sonic the Hedgehog.
fuck?
I don't.
Fuck this
So, yeah.
guy. We're done
So
with this
y-
podcast, actually.
Yeah, actually. But no, he's
Because
He-
he's no longer Mr. Boop. So how can we be Mr. Boop if he's not Mr. Boop? What is this shit?
So
What
I
is
guess
this
now
shit?
he is spelling it out to the audience.
What are we
that
supposed
the-
to be, Mr. Boop?
The strip we saw beforehand is in a world where he's not married to Betty Boop. You know, nothing.
Mr. Boop.
So it's like like I was saying earlier, it's him. It's within the universe of the comic. It's not true. And he's
It's not
like
true in
having
real
to
life
confess. Yeah, it's not true in real life either. And he doesn't.
Because I mean,
It's like a point about like
well,
people don't actually think these are
it
real.
really was the real world
right?
the whole time.
Yeah,
It really was our universe the whole time. We were trying to
They
figure
blew
out.
it-
We were trying to
They
understand.
blew it up!
We were trying to. We were trying to understand the rules of this universe the whole time, but there is no rules. It's our universe. It's
Exactly.
just our rules. There's not like, oh, Bugs Bunny actually did these cartoons, you know, but Boop actually did these cartoons. None of them did any of that because it's not real. None
he
of
made
it
it up.
happened.
He made it up. This is bullshit.
All of the events of the strip
This is
did actually happen because they didn't happen. You know what I mean?
we gotta read this.
You know what I mean? Because
So,
because
the
now
fact
that we've
that, like-
zoomed out, that means all of the strips retroactively exist within the context of him just drawing them.
Exactly.
So they happen
As
in
they
that
always
way.
have.
Because
So I guess-
the strip of him just saying, "Oh yeah, it wasn't true," and then drawing it, that actually happened.
Now you see, the thing is, it's like now that those are
is too
devoid of
deep.
actuality, those are like now that like oh they didn't really happen. We have to look past what the events are and look at what he meant by it,
No, we don't.
right? I mean you don't.
You know what? Comics Kingdom should buy the rights to Mr. Boop, I think.
Sure.
I mean,
But like you know.
it's not too far off, right? Because we were talking about like they have the rights to Ray the Doe
Yeah,
And-
lots of webcomic type
and
things.
Funny Online Animals. Funny Online Animals, not too far off from Mr. Boop. Mr. Boop is much more adult, but you know, there's just swearing and shit in Funny Online Animals. They couldn't print that in an actual newspaper. I don't think.
Not censored.
You can't say fuck in a newspaper, right?
They call it censorship.
Maybe it would be like come in a black bag if it was.
Yeah.
They don't print the Phantom in the paper either because he's always saying the C word. Crap.
Yeah. I think this says that's the. I think that it's giving more weight to what I think this is representing, right?
Go on.
That this is because people don't really believe that fan works are official, and so like the whole idea of them stuffing them out so they don't fuck with the brand's image is like, well, no one really thought this was Betty Boop. I don't need to confess that it isn't.
I thought it was.
It's silly.
What do you mean?
Silly to be.
Everyone thought
Well,
it
yeah.
was.
That's true. We all thought it was official flagship product.
Wouldn't have started this podcast otherwise.
Yeah, that's true. We were doing something about the man married to Betty Boop.
The man with the iron life.
Yes. Keep going.
Alec is having a very hard time breaking all this news.
He's upset.
And what?
He's upset.
I thought you said sad, but it sounded like you said set. But you just said he's upset.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. He's set. The god.
This has all been
The
one
goddess.
shot, by the way.
Oh yeah.
This has all been one shot.
Well, not the whole video so far.
Not
but
the whole video.
The confession so far.
This has
it's
been one
slowly
long
zooming
shot.
into him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like really struggling to get the information out. He's saying he wishes it was real. He wishes he was married to Betty Boop. He says the thought is very erotic to him. What a creep.
Yeah.
What a creep. He
I mean,
he draws these comics because
Oh yeah, it's weird that he's not married to her, isn't it?
yeah
It's
yeah
normal
like,
when
yeah,
he was married to her.
yeah
That's
well,
that's Bimbo's
sure.
wife.
Arguably, you could argue that. But now he's just thirsting over someone who he's not even married to. Wait, so this kind of raises the question: like, none of the events were real, and he's not married to Betty Boop, but do they exist in the way that he portrayed them?
Irrelevant.
I guess so. I guess so.
I wanted to say that it also featured a text beneath him that read "Disgraced cartoonist trash." Alec Robbins, disgraced cartoonist trash.
And as he
it.
keeps talking, it cuts back to Julian Shine, who's head is in his hand. He I guess he doesn't even want to look at him. He doesn't even want to look at Alec. But he kind of just looks like he has a headache. He has a headache from this news. He says Alec says he's just there to apologize, I guess, to, is that what he said, to Max Fleischer and King Feature Syndicate. Censored out again, but we can hear it. King Feature Syndicate, we now know being the merchandising brand for Betty Boop, I guess. And he said that they probably don't appreciate. What did he say, Lisa?
Seeing Betty Boop giving a lap dance dressed as a sexy cat girl, I think.
Was that Strip 100?
Yes.
They did not appreciate Strip 100 specifically, he's probably.
Or any of them, really. I don't think
Here's an interesting thing. None of the events of the strip were real, but he is really being sued.
Yes, because he drew comics about
within the continuity of the strip, which is no longer.
Yeah, because
there is no longer any canon aside from the fact that he wrote the strip and he's being sued.
Yeah, he was drawing what's funny? Experience.
The strip club interview was originally bonus material, but now it's pretty much the only canon that exists.
Exactly. And so is How to Draw My Wife.
In a way. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he was lying in that video, but
exactly. So yeah, no, and yeah, he was just drawing from his real experience of being sued.
of being a liar. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And he also says, more importantly, that he wants to apologize to us. He's talking specifically to us. Yeah, me and Lisa. Lisa and I. He's talking specifically to us, the readers, which we are reading it, and we're being it.
And we're apologizing to you, the listeners, as well.
Let's not get crazy. We're innocent.
That's true.
We take no blame in this, even because here's the thing, we would take blame.
We were also misled.
We were we were just following orders. We were being Mr. Roop. We had no choice.
Yeah,
no,
we
couldn't here's the thing.
Him.
We were being Mr. Roop the whole time, but Mr. Boop was not real. Yeah, was a lie. So what can we apologize for? We didn't actually do anything because what we were doing wasn't real, and we didn't lie. We were just telling it like it is. Just the facts.
We were reading it out.
Yeah.
I guess we're sorry for spreading his lies.
Misinformation.
Yeah. That was the misinfo campaign the whole time!
Holy shit! Fake news. Hashtag fun, hashtag fake news. More importantly, Alec continues to lie. He says he would never mislead us again, but right in the interview, he lies. He says...
What does he say?
He says the readers, were happy to see Betty Boop give him a lap dance, even though it wasn't true. That's a lie. I've made it very clear the whole time I was not happy to see that.
I was happy to see it.
Shut up. So his main point here is apologizing, and he says, like we said, we promised never to lie again. He says, all he asks is that we forgive him. You have no ground to ask us anything, Mr. Robbins. Mr. Robbins.
Alec.
Mr. Alec Robbins, not Boop, not titular.
He's not even titular.
Plus no titular, plus no Boop, plus you fell off. He puts his head in his hands. He pleads the audience to forgive him. He puts his head in his hands. He looks distraught. He kind of rubs his face, looks away. Julian Shine has nothing to say to this.
No,
disgusting worm creature, as the captions say. It says
Yeah.
Alec Robbins, unforgivable worm creature.
He is unforgivable.
Unforgivable.
Why would he do this to us? Why would he commit the vile act of copyright infringement?
We see a shot of just the whole set with them there. Was there a palm tree in the first? There was not a palm tree. Wait. There's a palm tree on the set, actually. So that's a new detail. It was there the whole video, but it was not there
in the earlier strip club.
In the other strip club interview. And actually, the background piece has moved. There was two background pieces, in the first strip club interview, and now there's just one of them, and it's to the side.
I figured that the seats had moved to the,
a little bit,
because that's why we can see the palm tree now and not beforehand, because it's a different angle of the studio.
I think it is probably also like a different part of the studio, yeah, because the plugs are different. There's no rug. I don't know if we commented on any of that in the first one, though.
It is a rocking chair, though.
Oh yeah, it is a rocking chair. about that.
It adds to the absurdity of it because, like, why would a interview host be be in a rocket chair? And why would the guest be in a weird cartoon
I'm in a rocking chair right now.
Yeah, but you're not hosting a.
I'm hosting a
daily recap podcast.
Yeah. See, I'm in a rocking chair right now. Watch. Hang on. It takes a bit to get going.
You guys gotta. This will be in show notes.
No, it won't. Hang on.
You ever seen someone fail to rock on the chair?
Epic rocking chair fail.
Yeah.
I'm rocking out. Hang on.
Okay. Hang on. How does this video end, Ryan?
Hang on. I'm trying to do this. Wait. Fuck. There. I rocked in it. It's a rocking chair. See? It ends with just a shot of them, Julian Shine just looking disappointed and disgusted. Alec looking downtrodden and disgusted in himself, really. Just like shaken, whatever, probably a little bit. And just holds on that shot for a little bit, and then inexplicably cuts away from the interview to a video of comedian Tim Robinson sitting in bed watching this interview, supposedly on his smartphone in front of some shades. He's got a white t-shirt on, blue sweatpants. He's got a little bit of stubble, and he's looking at the video like totally, like just confused, and he says, "What the hell?"
Confused and angry.
What the hell?
He wasn't actually married to Betty Boop.
Classic Tim Robinson, right? Yeah, he says that.
Yeah.
He shouts that into to someone. I don't know who. Is he married? Let me see.
Not important.
Well, it is, because if he's married to... He is married. Okay. He's married to...
Sure, he was saying it to his wife. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I was going to see if he was married to, like, olive oil or something.
Oh, yeah, we should... Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's married to his wife.
Yeah.
I already forget the name. I
Heather.
apologize. Heather Robinson. He's got 2 children. That's cool. I love Tim Robinson. So that's fun. He's here. Unfortunate that it would be under such
dire circumstances.
Yeah. God. What the fuck, Alec?
What the fuck, all of you?
Huh? Fuck all of you?
No, I said, what the fuck, all of you? Like, just the classic ending to an episode type thing, like...
Oh, I mean, sure. You know? I mean, I want to talk a little bit more about Tim Robinson. I mean, we have talked about I Think You Should Leave on the podcast before. Have you seen any I Think You Should Leave yet?
No.
Surely I showed you a sketch or two.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Did I show you Professor Burger?
I don't know. Maybe.
Wait. I got the GIF saved here. There are no GIF permissions in... What?
Not for you.
Oh, it's under emojis in Discord. That's weird. Hang on, I made a GIF of of a moment from that episode, so I can show you, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that guy.
He's in Teenage Euthanasia. That was like my favorite show last year.
Tim Robinson is?
Yeah. He plays one of the main characters.
Never seen it. Doesn't look well, whatever.
I loved it. It was great.
He does. Seems like your type of thing, I guess.
It really was.
God damn it, stupid Discord GIF saver. Edit this out. Oh, fucking god. Fine. I'll copy and paste it. This guy, this GIF. Did I show you this sketch? Professor Burger?
Yes.
No? Yes?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. It's funny, right?
Yeah.
Give me that.
Yeah.
Classic. Crying, laughing at it. I laughed harder at that sketch than I ever had at Mr. Boop. So take that, Alec. Take
Ow.
that. Alec, if you really want us to forgive you, you're gonna have to come on the podcast and speak your part here.
Yeah. Yeah.
How dare you? As for Tim Robinson, you are forgiven. You did not know you would be in this video, probably. I don't know how they got this footage of you, or why they put it in the interview video, but there it is. Well, you've been listening to. Oh, let's look at the comments. the top comment. It's interesting. Some of the top comments.
He made a few guest appearances on Our Cartoon President.
Oh, Tim Robinson did?
Yeah.
Who did he voice?
Brett Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh.
Yeah. In the last 2 seasons, he was a guest character a few times.
Can't believe the media is continuing to feed us lies like this. # free Mr. Boop. Oh,
wow.
The shout-out synopsis, by the way, was exclusive breaking news. Guest Alec Robbins, creator of Mr. Boop, breaks his silence on a very special new episode of The Strip Club. Please watch all the way through if possible. I feel like I said I didn't read that before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this one was not posted to Twitter because it was too long. Is that?
Sure.
I think that may be the case.
It has a size Twitter has a size limit, but not
it does.
a limit.
For me, it's 1 minute. But the other interview clips were longer than 1 minute, surely.
Mm-hmm. Well, he only posted snippets of them beforehand.
There were snippets, but they must have been longer than 1 minute because there was only 2, and they were each okay. No, I don't understand because one of them was 2 minutes 20 seconds, and the other one was 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is only 2 minutes 15 seconds. So, I don't know, whatever. Because the next video he posts is directly to Twitter. It's weird. I was wondering why that one had so many fewer views, which we'll get to. But, another comment here. There's a lawyer 2 feet off screen holding a loaded gun. Alec would never confess to something as ludicrous as never being married to Betty. We saw their raw love and passion chronicled in the series of wacky yet romantic escapades by the man himself. And yet you're telling me none of that was real? A corporation can dictate what love is between man and tune? No more. Free Mr. Boop, free Betty, and let them love as they were made to.
Oh yeah, that was the point I wanted to say. That he may be
forced to lie.
Well, no, my point was that my argument, whenever copyright law comes up, I mean, not whenever, because we've talked about it a lot, one thing I usually come to is me saying, like, I don't want anyone to suffer for breaking copyright law. You know, when I hear about Vanilla Ice using Under Pressure, I'm not like, get him! Kick his ass! I hate him! And this is kind of like a sarcastic version of that, where he's saying, oh, he did make this fan work and everyone hates him for it. You know? It's kind of like a sarcastic
maybe
take on that.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But this person raises an interesting point that they could be making Alec lie for the interview. Like that's part of the lawsuit is they're making him lie about it. I don't know if I buy that.
No, that doesn't really flow with the.
That doesn't flow because the whole point of the lawsuit in the comic, which we know is all fake now, was that he would not be married to Betty Boop. Although I don't know.
Well, maybe that was just how he was interpreting it.
Well, I don't know. That's an interesting theory, though, that he would be forced to say it was all like that's the consequence for going back on the divorce. Was that he has to say it's all a lie retroactively?
It was never real. Yeah.
Even if it was.
But I don't really.
I mean, it could be.
It could be. It's an interesting way to read it. But I don't think that really doesn't really add much to the.
No, I think it adds
what it means.
I mean, it recontextualizes. If true, it recontextualizes it a lot. But it's just a theory. So
a boop.
Bye bye. Go away.
Subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. What you've been listening to is Being Mr. Boop. I don't have Being Mr. Confession. Sorry, because we're not Mr. Boop anymore. Fuck that. I guess we're Mr. Boop now. We have to keep doing this shit, even though he's not married to Betty Boop. We're contractually obligated by the Pitch Drop Network. Where you have to hold out for another season until our contract expires.
Chris Taylor is off camera, holding a gun to us.
Yeah. I don't have the spreadsheet up, but this is a bonus episode anyway. Lisa, what's one of our taglines?
We don't have taglines on this podcast.
It's true. I don't know. You can visit the website beingmrboop.com, even though we're not.
We're not Being Mr. Boop. We're sorry.
I don't have the. We're sorry. What is this, dropping now? Thank you and good night.
Thank you and good night.
This podcast was brought to you by the Pitch Drop Podcast Network. Like what you just heard? Support the show by going to patreon.com/pitchdrop. And while you're at it, check out pitchdrop.net for more of this and other shows.